Boy, it's a number I'm at list 4. And today we're playing Jump Space. Now, and I'm going to try and be a little bit more quiet than usual. In fact, I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit here. Oh, I forgot to do Jump Space. Or not Jump Space. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I forgot to do, stupid background stuff for computer. We're going to be doing Jump Space today. Actually, I might check real quick on Steam whether or not any of them's updating, because managed downloads. Okay, so Jump Space has an update registered for today, and we're going to switch from Jump Space to Satisfactory, because I was planning on doing Satisfactory today, or not today, but tomorrow anyway, because apparently, that might be an option. So we're doing Satisfactory today. Change of plans. And if Jump Space is updating tomorrow, then I'll just... The reason why I'm streaming so late today, by the way, is because I might have given Hedge a bit of a headache, but she has a headache either way, and yeah. Oh, I forgot to move to plastic. That's what I was supposed to do. First thing we're doing is moving plastic. Second thing is collecting concrete so that we can start building the foundations. There we go. There we go. Alright. There we go. Hey, you aren't a rock. Hey, you're supposed to... No, whatever. There we go. Alright. So first things first. That's cables. I don't need cable management. Um, we needed some. This definitely needs some. So circuitry-wise, this takes copper and plastic, and then it can make circuits out of it. This takes plastic cables and circuit boards, which means that this entire recipe here takes plastic, copper. That's about it. So if I just find a copper point, that's not where they are. There they are. So, going over here... I should really just sync them, swoop them, yeah. I don't have many computers, so I might as well just sync them. That way I can make radio towers. Anything else? Not that I can tell. But what I do need to do is get myself some concrete. Gosh. My logistics layer. Quit layer. So, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and get myself some concrete. I'm going to throw out some motors and some black powder, because that was from the cleanup. Okay. So, black powder, motors, not this. Keep those. Sure, compacted coal, I don't want that right now. Rubber, I could like transfer some rubber around, but not that much. That's not all that much either. I want to keep this around for plumbing. This is super useful to have right now. This is super useful to have. These are automated and really good and don't get used much. Same here. And then we're also going to go ahead and speed that up a little bit. Other than that, can't really think of anything. Oh, screws. That also not really all that useful either. Other than that, I need some steel. So I'm always going to need a little bit of steel when I start up automating. Sun operation. Reinforced. It's encased. Gotta remember that. Encased. Industrial beams. Awesome. And I got a xenoblade. Put those away. Don't really want those on my stinky person right now. So, there are a few different things that I can work on, but first I want to get this platform a little bit more developed, because even though I meant to do that offline, I didn't get any offline between these two streams. I was intending to, but I didn't. I wanted to, I did, but I didn't. So, what I'm thinking is I'm going to try and connect the platform to the old coal factory, which I'm planning on restructuring into a, well, effectively a retrieval depot at this point, probably. If I have this much space to provide it, then I can just take this, transfer it over here, move on. I don't think it's at an even terrain level, though, which would be what we would call concerning. So I think I want to give a reference point to how high I'm expecting this, which I mean, right here. Go as far as we can in this direction. And zoop to make it go faster. Da, 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 da. go. This is to actually show where I should be building, not to actually sit down and be like, hey, let's connect it here, because I don't want to connect it there. Although, it would be wise to actually use this building to bring the water in if I'm going to do this, so I'll see what I can do. But it's definitely off by a couple of layers, I'll tell you that much. Speaking of off by a couple of layers, that's odd. I guess I must have used, like, level or 1 meter foundations to do this, which cause errors. Not those kinds of errors. Those kinds of errors are caused by me. Okay. I completely forgot. That's the whole point of this. Was to be like an actual foundational structure. I'm gonna go ahead and actually okay. I'm gonna need to go this way anyway, but I'm gonna probably want to go with the lore story on that, because that seems to actually be set to the same foundational structure, like you can see right over there. Let's switch over to photo mode. Tab. Decoupled. There we go. I go over here. Like, you can see how that comes out of the top of the, 4. I don't know what that was about. Moving on. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just start work. And get this functional. Also do need to actually set up some pillars, so probably should get that handled too. That was actually incorrect. I think that pulling the iron down is probably a-okay. Gosh, I got an itchy shoulder right now. Control key is a little bit sticky. Bing. Great. There we go. Probably actually gonna go a little bit further. Yeah. More space than I'm gonna need because it's gonna handle all my iron basic stuff, which is probably going to be a little bit of a demand. I feel like I did it on the grid though. I did, at least the 1mm grid, but maybe I didn't do it on the 4mm grid? Because the 4mm and the 1mm grid are two different things. As we're going to connect this, I'm going to go ahead and just build out a little bit further than previous. And then we're going to try and figure out how to do some good looking pillars for this, but it's probably just going to be a little spider. Whew! Hold me out. What's that? I feel like I saw some shimmerage over there. Oh no! If I go back far enough. Do I see it again, or was it just a visual bug? I think that was a visual bug. Yeah, okay. No. I think two more. So do I want to make this into like a train situation? I don't think I can right now. I know I don't have the train stuff. I think we're just gonna make a little chunk here. An indent around the rock that is very, very tall. Yeah, there's my problem. No. Did I just build it all off of the, Okay, so obviously I want to make this a feature and not a bug. No. There we go. Upside down, upside down, upside down, upside down. 4mm ramp, inverted, then dual ramp. Why won't this work? Okay. Double ramp, double ramp. There we go. There we go. That should be right in there. I don't exactly know what to do as far as trying to get this. Well, actually, first I do know one thing that I can do. Inverted ramp, please. There we go. First structural piece integrated in. Do I want to pull? Yeah. Yeah. Get that. Okay, so not what I was trying to aim for. Is that actually pretty much there? I'd say so. Well, that's good. Alright. So that worked out better than it should have. One, two, three, four, five, or 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't mark it. That's 5 out. Yes, 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You good? Yeah, we good. Okay. So it is off-grid. At least one of these things are. I'm still connecting innately, so I'm guessing that at one of these points, is like 1 millimeter that I started from instead of a. Do I do that? Do that? Does it fit in? Sorry. Uh, no, this says that it's to grid. Did I build all that off grid? What am I missing here? I don't care about that, but what I do care about is this. This is to grid, so this is not to grid. All this work. What I am gonna do is that mark my mistake points, or mark my yeah, one more. So what I'm gonna do here is just absolutely suffer. Because I was like, I thought I worried about world grid on this specifically, because I knew it was supposed to, like, connect to the pipeline, the gigantic floating pipeline. Oh, the betrayal. I got it, I bonked the thing, you don't have to remind me all the time. Fine. How are both of these off world grid? This is off by a meter. And this is off by what seems to be 2 meters, which would suggest that that's actually just a height problem. Yeah, see? I just gotta sync sides. I gotta sync them together. Not together. Basing it off of the existing structure is the wisest decision. I could have been making explosive rods. A rebar, not rods. I think they added a meter snap instead of the 2 meter snap that used to be. Whatever a flipping meter is. Yeah. But either way, the point still retains. This is the wisest to build it off of. Whatever height this is set at. It doesn't really extensively matter. Alright, so we know what to do here. So, ramp. There we go. Ramp. And then inverted ramp. Ah, That's it. That was not supposed to be there. Okay, so other than that, anything that I care about extensively. Do I want it to be a little bit off, but in exchange, I ethically speaking, do get a little bit more space. Space is nice. Okay, and then what I just do is just this architecture, large beam support pillar, please. I'd say big metal pillar, and then think about what I'm gonna do here. Is there anything where I can just pull it out just a teensy bit? Yeah. Alright, so this rock will just be a little feature, and then I can just do that, that, and that. Then I'm going to go ahead and start work on getting this functional. So apparently, I can't just zoop and go. I have to build it slowly, and then realize my silliness comes with consequences. Yeah, I think that this is going to be last redesign of the floor structure. And then we start working on what's inside. Do I care if it's bigger than what I want it? No, I do. Because if it's too much bigger, right? It's going to take more resources to fill it in. Yeah, I think that I want to actually speak and I don't want to throw this part out, because this part's useless, but I also think I want to do the under. Ah. How much further did I actually make this than the actual original template? How much did I break my own resources to do this? How much space do I have? Take the snake, which I've been burning through a little bit of concrete. Maybe I should just set it to be like straight concrete. I can do that with asphalt, I think. I forgot. There we go. And now I know to turn at this point because it should, actively speaking, still fit, and then I can, actively speaking, not have to deal with all this. This substructure will tell me where to go from here. How much supply do I have? Yeah, I got plenty. So glad that I'm automating oscillators right now. That'll make things way easier since I can't just get copper over to the big basic materials factory. I keep on like having it lock my crouch on. There we go. Let's go. Now I can take this, transfer it about, get it functional, get moving. And this is, of course, the last remnants of a bad idea. Uh, so it actually got me to where I am right now, so I don't really mind all that much. I just really should have been more mindful for what I was doing. Speaking of being mindful, this. There we go. The crap's that? Shakiness. So, is there anything underneath visibly? No. Did they add any Subnautica grade, monsters that show up if you go too deep in the sea? We'll find out. I don't think that that's going to be big enough, mate. Does that literally... Oh, wait, no. Because... Well, why is it, like, only two 4mm blocks? Because... Let's get that nice looking. Yeah. Anything else that I'd like to do to try and, like, suggest that this is buoyant? Not really. None that I can think of. Alright. This will take a while. Alright, called it. Okay, so... Same thing here. Try and take it as far down as I can. Rather calming when it's not shaking to Kingdom Come. Shaker snipers. I was like thinking like little jump scare of, did they add like a Leviathan or something? Want this to be soup, thank you. Woohoo! Okay, so... Great. I guess we're finding out. Would like to get back up, please. Up. Please. Sooner than later. What's going on here? Okay, so apparently I, was using jet fuel to get out of the water. That's nice. Speaking of nice and not so nice. Shoot, please. And boombox. change tape. Replace milk cups in inventory. Whew. Not really one who gets scared of water often, but like when you don't actually know if there's a giant flooping leviathan about to come at you, it does end up becoming a what's about to happen here. I was like, did they add a drown mechanic? What's going on here? Am I about to drown? Do I have to reset? Am I going to be able to access my respawn equipment if I actively speak and die here? Gotta be honest, that was probably my main fear, losing my equipment, not actually drowning. But that's beside the point. What am I gonna lose? Still limpy. But whatever. Doesn't extensively matter. Thanks for catching up. That took you a little bit. Okay, so lots of water around here. I can also use that. Alright. A coal consumption plant. Getting a wee bit of an upgrade. I'm so plowed. I don't know how that's gonna look. I'm gonna check. I don't think it's gonna look good exactly. Not automatically the best look. Let's see. It's not that bad. It's not clipping or anything. Still the main priority. It is right into the structure, but I mean, it's kind of the point. Fits in directly. Alright. 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 So, definitely gonna want to do that. Since I'm doing that, and then in turn gonna do this. The crap. That should be fine. I mean, the only reason that that was halfway is because that isn't fully done. Why I left this massive hole here is probably because of clipping with that rock, and I was scared for that. Yeah, you can see it's clipping already. Well, changing that to concrete might make it look a little bit more natural. But I could also just make it 4mm blocks to make it look a lot more natural. Yeah. Yeah. Looks alright. Okay. I'm gonna have to color the rest of this. Atrocious behavior. The whole point of this is that it's kind of open this way so that the gas from the smokestacks can come out. There we go. Gotta remember, every single time I click, I gotta face toward the grid, or else it's gonna twist. Like that. Alright. So we got this all handled. This... Do I want any more extensive? Like... If I do that... Doesn't look too bad. Looks more like I took a chunk out of it. Anything else? No, not that one. That one. Inverted, inverted, inverted. That way I can actually have it acknowledge the actual connection without being forced to work around a giant bump in the middle of the road. There. Because if I did do this, like, would it work? Yeah, but I don't really like it as much. I like having this intermission where, like, I can just have cars go this way. Or trains later, but whatever. No, that was not what I was trying to do. So glad that I'm destroying the old infrastructure so that the new infrastructure can be used, right? When will I learn? When will I learn? It may take a while. What if I used... Uh, do you mean? This is specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 up. Okay. It's still off by a stupid amount. I do like the number 5 though. But still not sticking. Oh no. There we go. Again, crouching for no good reason. I stopped it. Whatever. Okay. Steady hand, steady hand. There we go. Why did that do what that did? Why did that do what that did? There we go. No way home. I'm just going around in circles. No way home. Come on. There we go. That's more like it. Oh yeah. Boom shakalaka. I gotta be honest. I might want to change the keybinds. Yeah. Ghost plan. Options. Keybinds. Object scanner, build mode, dismantle mode, mass dismantle, filter, build, uh, build gun, primary fire, secondary fire, rotate hologram. So I'm gonna say this. I'm going to set to left mouse control. Left mouse control. Yeah, that's good. Then we're going to say build nudge. Confirm. Dismantle. Resume game. Goodbye, Ghost Plan. Goodbye. So if I do this, then I want to... Yeah, that's a lot more like it. I do feel like this could be a select mode instead, but whatever. Oh, wait. Let's think. Is there anything that's... Ghost Blend? So, going back to keybinds. Object scanner, boombox, build gun. Build, dismantle, customize filter, G. Nothing that I can see that I would actively complain about, so... Ghost Blend, go back away. No! Okay, there we go. So... Mass dismantling, I gotta go dismantle that. More dismantling ahead. In big shock twist. Satisfactory has to go ahead and dismantle things. Again. Please undo that. Go. Didn't accidentally click anything out there, did I? Nope. Okay, great. Of control. Okay. Come on. Great. Soup, please. I could soup there, which... There we go. I'm getting used to it. It's learning. Don't actually try and do it from up there. If I do it from up there, and I can just... No. Really and legitimately, I think... Maybe here. It's an odd bargain. No, if I do that, then I got some complications that I gotta face anyway. Gotta think about dismantling right now, but... Yeah. If I want copper from there, I have to build toward this anyway. Which kind of just suggests that the best place might just be that. It's not extensively amazing. Don't get me wrong. What am I gonna do here? This is probably the best entry point that I'm gonna get. Fine. Hello. Yes, I see you. You suck. Thank you. There's the monster part. Whatever, I'll take it. Subduction. This will produce... in this direction pretty well. Control, please. Clean that up. Biofuel. I do wish I would use turbo fuel, but you know, it's stubborn, whatever. There we go. Okay. Nothing else that I can see other than these guys, which kind of are in the way, but not really all that much. Alright. Almost done. Chainsaw Massacre. Alright. Last thing. Well, not really. I still gotta clear out. Yeah. Let's clear in direction. The direction that I'm going, instead of sitting down and declaring stupidity. Right? In the way. So that goes to that then can go there. Somewhat clear. Except for these two. Of course. I think we've got a wee bit of wood. Alright, so we've got that. I don't have the miners for that. Shut up. When it comes down, I'm trying to think. so what do I need to do here? I need to make some miners. Miners take things that I have in my inventory, right? So I could sloop and grab garbage. Okay. Of course, I could make some biofuel here, blah, 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 but what we need right now is not that, it's this. Portable miners. I need 4 of them. If you would not mind crafting these so that I do not have to suffer my foolishness much further. Okay, I would be much grateful. Production, yak. Yeah! Can I autocraft miners? If I go over here to this thing, select it. Okay, go over here and then select this, opening codex. I can do it in the assembler. Equipment workshop. So this can be done in the assembler. So I can do mischief and chaos. But I think I actually want to orient this a little bit this way. And this one's probably okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, we've got this. I just need to figure out what we've got, and then we've definitely got it. Because you always got things that you understand. That's definitely how that works. Anyway, you need to understand it to properly acquire it. This is making me wish I had infinite zoop. I do not. Turbo fuel, please. What you need to understand is that the turbo fuel is just a symptom of the problem. I got you for 5 minutes. I barely understand what that's referencing. There we go. No. A mistake was made. A couple mistakes were made. How about I just make enough space to get the... No, I need to... I'm planning on using logistics floors. Why am I making it this big? What is wrong with me? Alright, let's... Complaints over. Get back to work. Thank you. I gotta remember... that control is no longer what I think it is. And right click is also no longer what I think it is. My muscle memory's against me. I need to do it in sections. I need to just do it in sections. Also, I need to think and set up the actual, like, foundational garbage a bit better. Is that a normal map? Yes, that is. Woody. How about I cut out 10 sections? No matter how I do it, this is going to take a while. Did I do my math? No. Did I pretend to do my math? Yes. So I can't just... Yeah. Alright. I'm guessing that this is a similar case because some Nimrod did that. Now that is a quick solution. That is why I thought about using concrete. Okay, so if I do fix it foundation, or metal foundation. I guess I didn't get the concrete only one. Huh. How much concrete do I have? A little bit. Alright. I'm thinking that since this is supposed to be foundational, I'm going to try and use concrete only filler, asphalt. Because I got the concrete walls, I know that, but I don't think I got the concrete, not there. There. Not there. Coupons, please. Coupons. Fix it, coupons. All right. Materials, foundations, customizer, coded schematic, asphalt. Yes. Add to cart. File.
Decoration and organization go hand in hand.
Urban
Fix it
steel,
HQ custodian, I
chrome,
always say.
copper.
Use of these customizer features does not guarantee an aesthetically pleasing or user-friendly factory. That's the part that requires knowledge and skill.
No. I do like that, that. And I do like steel, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is for, there's chrome too. Well, that cost me more than I got. I should save my coupons. I should save my coupons. I should also be setting up my, uh, my, what is it? Well, foundries, yes, but like, what are they called? Asphalt. My biofuel. I should be setting up my biofuel at this point. Asphalt foundation. 4, please. Okay. Alright, so makes that a lot quicker. Alright, so that's what I could do. I could add like pipes around the base of those to actually suggest that it's floating. I could do that. But I don't want it right now. I don't want it. Are we there yet? This should be 10 out, right? I counted that correctly. Like I zooped from here to there, not from here to there, right? Correct. Thank God. Okay. Power of asphalt. That's good. That's good stuff. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, already. Okay, I guess I'm sure. Gotta remember, secondary button for the bolt gun is now. go. Alright. I don't really want to dismantle that much. So with that as a given, this will be one of these steel sections. There will now be steel sections, and this will be one of them. This little patch. This is now looking very fillable. Seven, 10. Okay, just make sure. Great. Now I just do... Make sure you face straight. Like somebody did the math or something. I could have this whole portion be steel, but I already set up for it to be asphalt, so you can see the lines. You can see the zoop lines. Alright. But yeah, you can definitely see the zoop lines. They like zoop line, zoop line. Okay. Three, four, five. Ba-doo! Okay, so control, please. Get control of yourself. So this will be the transport. For now, I think I'm going to start working on power transfer. That should be a lot more concrete. Light. Actually, why would I do that? I need to go back to get some more computers anyway to see how that production line's going. I could try automating the explosive rods right now, but I don't feel like that's the wisest of decisions. I love how this is just like a nice little driving range right out of the American flag. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. And it is way too ambitious. Uh, well, that is something that I can also bring in. I think I can bring in Criterium. I think this is Criterium. Yes. Not only is it Caterium, it's pure Caterium, which means that I can probably set up a nice little underline, bring it in, and I have metal, Caterium, and quartz crystals all right there. And copper. Like 3 pure iron nodes, one of which I can just dedicate straight to screws. Might just transfer it over to a steel node, just so I can have steel screws. There now. Um, think my depot's probably even filling with that stuff, so it should be fine. What are we talking about here? Be something nice. Oh yeah, we can do some research. Specifically, I can finally figure out what this sloop requiring devices. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Alien technology. It's never that easy, is it? Doop, 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 doop. Okay. Alien technology. There's also alien megafauna, which I can see the use in. Let's see where this goes. What is this? Alien power
Power augmenter
matrix.
unlocked. Summer sloops naturally harvest. Yes, harvest energy from distant sources and distribute it locally. The power augmenter
Singularity,
supercharges
so...
summer sloops by feeding it local power, increasing its harvesting range and efficiency, and thus power output. Basically, the more power it's given, the more it provides.
Do not loop the loop organ. It will shred and tear and unravel the threads, many
Yeah.
times burned.
Good to know, that confirms that hypothesis.
Okay, condensed material matrix. Well, at least I'm getting closer to alien technology being done. I could try and upgrade capacity, but that'd be very expensive, and I don't really have the Mercers to spare right now because I'm trying to move a factory. Because this, no matter how temporary and garbage it is a factory. Gosh. Yeah. But this is my little attempt at a factory. I think I even like summer slope some, or not summer slope, but like power charted some of these. No, I didn't. It's just natural. The only ones that I power charted were these right here. This monstrosity. Oh yes, I want that put back. But automating rebar, shatter rebar. I don't know about automating shatter rebar. I have explosive rebar right at the corner to actually have it automated. I can probably even just do that right now, but I don't want to do that right now. What do we got here? We've got no plastic, no circuits, I'm guessing. Yep, needs 4. Um, also, I can set up that tower. Special? No. Organization? Yes. What we got here? Seems sufficient. Power line. Where's the power line that I got? That I can just... I don't really feel like that's the list. Ah. If I check map now, I have all of the nearby nodes that I can access. Just right there. So these are impures, these are impure, this is normal, this is normal, this is impure. Or no, it's normal. Yeah, it's fine. Impure. If I set one up here, I could see all of the nodes that I can use. This is normal, normal. These are impure, normal, 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 impure, impure. Yeah, it's kind of the vibe I got. This is a really large stack of iron. Like, I could really compact that down. But that's normal, which is nice. That's pure. But what I'm thinking is I'm thinking that I'm going to put, like, one of those radio towers in the pink forest and just see what's in there. Is that... No, that's not worth anything. That's already taken up right up there. That one, I believe. What is that? New marker? So glad I was so specific with it. I think that was a power thing a lot. That's one of the things that I've already used. I've already claimed all that. Pure coal. Out there. And a bunch of normal iron ore. I could technically use that to try and make this somewhat automated, I think. If I check my stuff. The recipe for... Oh wait. Stick that. Speaking of sticking things where they belong, let's see. Leaves and wood, please, in there. In fact, Deepa, I'd like the wood and leaves that I put in there. Did I put any leaves and wood in there? I see leaves right there. Finally, is there space for it? Then put it in. I'm probably gonna want some more of those. What's the power draw on them? Power draw. Found fauna in the area. Giant spiders! Flora in the area. Weak signals in the area. 2 Mercer spheres are still around here. Well, I'll have to collect them later. So, you can probably redirect the sulfur node that's over there to the factory. The big bad metal factory. But I don't really see a good reason to do that. I know that coal can be used, but I don't really see too much use in using it. Another thing that I can do, a thing that I can do, just real quick, apparently ride this thing. It's a priority of mine. Come on, come on. Cooperate. Are these like 3-dimensional pictures? Okay, well. Yeah, they're very choppy in their animation. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, this is probably got a couple of goods in there. A couple is working at max speed, and Jeff is surprised it does a pretty decent job. Let's try and get this. Yeah. Let's try and get this handled. Because I think I know what I want to do right now. It is just literally small beams. Small beam support. Stick it in this corner. I don't think that's particularly small. Not many of them are, though, so whatever. 4 meters, above 5. I actually do want to actually need to jump to this. There we go. Okay, and then go to power. I'm going to use a Mark II pole for this. 2 output, sorry. I don't think that's far enough out for an auto connect, but I don't really care too much. This will be mover. So power mover. Select color. Just be honest here. What it's always been. 0000 FF. Or green for people. Okay. Apparently I got that wrong. 00. There we go. I knew that was a 00. Power mover. Select icon. We're gonna set it to be this thing, because it looks about as close as it's gonna be. Great. Clear blueprint area. Take all, please. I could have real quick gotten yeah. Alright. Speaking of, I would actually just like to see what the actual... Yeah, the power drop's fine. It might not be after I remove the I don't want to do this because I really didn't design it to be off the side, but okay, that's fine. I gotta remember that that's how that's gonna have to be. Well, I can actually probably take it way further out than I usually can because this is a Mark II. I would say that's probably about right. Of course it's too long. Yeah, I should know that would happen. Mind. Probably just gonna go ahead and do this. And that might just solve it there. There we go. Alright. It's that's pretty well handled. Of course, I could do a power adventure real quick if I had the sloops, which I don't really, but I don't really care all that much because I don't really intend to use the sloops. And the stinking fun part where I get to figure out how I want to handle this extravaganza, and I think that the answer is what it's probably should have been for a while. Which is just... yeah, this is good. At some point, make super tall stuff, you're gonna need to stick some things in the way. Let's see. So, with that as a given, let's try and do something else anyway. So if I say TMP new power pole, that looks horrible. TMP new power pole 2 looks a little bit better, I think. For the jab. It will be floating. I'll tell you when I start carrying. Okay. How's this look? Gotta remember not to do that. Okay. Okay. I feel like there's a way to add to the... Oh, whatever. I'm just removing these just because they are severely in the way. And then... I'll figure out how to justify their floatiness later. And then take this guy, transfer him over to this one, take this one. Transfer over to that one. These tend to be connected to the rest of the three just so that they have a nice interconnectedness that ensures stability. All that. And all that just to go back over here and do that. Select the one. It would be nice if I could auto-connect these. Kind of like... I think that that's the whole thing with the arrow. It's supposed to tell you how to do that, but I didn't do that correctly. So, fun. I think that that's about a good place to put it. Put it a little bit further. About there, maybe? Yeah. And then I'm thinking that I should go right ahead and dump a organization, radar tower. Dump a realization that I didn't do this properly, and now I gotta flipping fix it. Okay. Alright. Seems to be working pretty well. Probably gonna fix it to where it's facing the other direction, just so I can try and get it to work. But I'm pretty sure power poles don't connect automatically. I think I heard that before, but okay. Load blueprint. Also, this time I'm going to go ahead, right on ahead, and just run it and see what we can do here about that. Go ahead and use this block to be the. Although, if I go over here, I think that there's a smaller one. Yeah, it'd probably be wiser. Put that. Go. Go. There's not really much of a smaller one, so that's just stupid. So, power Mark II. Alright. Blueprint overlapping. Okay, so that is more of a problem than I thought it would be. How about this? Looks sufficiently decent. Wait, what? I can have this? Alright. That doubles my connections. Uh, um, I don't know. Yeah. Lots of bull crappery here. I don't think that's going to help too much, but I can raise it a little bit. And then I can... try that. I don't feel like that's going to help as much, because the whole thing that I'm having trouble with is trying to make sure that this will actually just play nice. Not right making too many noises about doing that. I also have to realize that this is going to be... What? That's the thing. I just need to do that. I need to go over here. Yes, those. Hmm. Okay. That's probably the best design that I've gotten so far. But let's just... make sure not to get ahead of ourselves. Like that. That would be getting ahead of ourselves. That would definitely be getting ahead of ourselves. Why am I doing this? Yeah. Okay. That was wrong. If I go too far, then I have problems. There we go. A little bit lower. There we go. Alright. 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 There we go. There we go. There we go. If this connects, that's awesome. This name is override, yes. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'd like it to. Yeah, no, it's not gonna work. But I think that's a better design, which I know it still looks stupid, but it's a better design, which is really what I care about right now. Now then, I can also do one last thing, which is take this down here. And I can replace it with this to make one version that can, like, power mover. What's that say? This is the wall mount version, the other one is the floor mount version, but that actually should look a lot better than my current solutions. Speaking of current solutions, modular frames, please. Heavy modular frames. Thank you. Apparently I needed to have been storing those. I was not paying attention to that. This time? Times whatever the time is. Let's see how this goes. Okay, blueprints. Armor wall. Great. So what we do is we do that. We click it over and click it down twice. I'd say actually probably once is more than enough, but yeah, there. That'd be nice. That's about as nice as it's gonna get. Okay. Is that the correct one? Looks correct. Fine. Alright. So, gonna go ahead and power mover. Power mover? But I only just met her. Okay. Probably about here's good. There we go. Okay. Okay. Organization, radar tower. Crafting bench. Organization. What am I missing? Missing materials. What? Exactly. I've got enough of everything. I think you mean uneven ground. Yeah, I think you mean uneven ground. Gosh, that thing's buggy. What am I missing? Do I have to stick the... Three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wrong direction. There. Power, please. So what in the world are we dealing with over here? Okay, so we've got normal, normal, a lot of coal in here. Oh, we got a pure coal in here, that's cool. Wait, that's pure coal right there. I could try. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this real quick, just so I don't... Ooh, there's something right over there. Hello. Okay, hello. Why aren't you dead yet? I'll use your friend Discover. Hee hee. Sorry, I had to get a little bit of frustration out. Not exactly shooting garbage, but whatever. I feel like I saw a Sumer sloop. Yeah, right there. A slooping Sumer. What? Did it just crash? Okay, pure virtual function being called while application is running. Close. Yeah, Satisfactory might have just crashed. Okay, I'm just going to do that. It might be dead. Thankfully, I think it just... Yep, crash. Unreal Engine, you monster! Include log submission. Saying logs contain some personal information such as name. I'm trying to, like, I mean, should I send something? Should I send it? There's a crash. I don't see anything that's all that important, so I'll just send it. Send and restart. Alright. Actually, I'm just gonna close with that. I'll send and restart. It's a little bit of info that I don't want to send out, but that is a crash. They've talked about wanting to keep those from happening. I think what happened is I probably had a fuel run out, like a prompt to burn a fuel simultaneously as a restart prompt or death prompt, meaning that because I know they multi-thread. I have heard that I think I remember them saying that they multi-thread now. They multi-thread on the CPU a few numbers, but when two prompts collide, because they're doing it on two different threads, that can cause issues. So I think that's a multi-threading error that they might want to watch out for, especially since they just started doing it, apparently. Streaming again. Did I say streamed? No, I said streaming. And that's Apple Pay, and I don't want to do that. Check it up on the text I sent my mom. I'm not. Okay, do I have cables? No. Let's. Organization. Check. Correct. Oh, that didn't unhide anything. Alright. So I got 10 summer sloops, 9 of those things. A whole bunch of fauna, and 30 Mercer spheres. Okay, I might want to go exploring around here for Mercer spheres later, but that is a later on thing. Right now, I shall reclaim my honor and do battle yet more. Yet once again, although this time I am also going to go ahead and save. Game was saved. Very nice. And realized that I forgot a few things on the way of that stinking crit. So there should be these guys again. Thank you. Very nice. Okay, so I don't think a full magazine's enough to get you. Okay, fine. I probably need one of those anyway. Yeah, so it takes 2 magazines at minimum, if not a few more. Hard to tell because I keep on keeping on. Okay, Ghost Sponge, you're going to be needed for right now because I'm going to go ahead and save that. Very nice. Resume. Alright. It's not the most useful thing that I've done out there. I feel like I did see that summer sloop again. Where did I see that summer sloop? I felt like I saw a summer sloop that I crashed trying to get before. Okay, great, great, great. like it was this way, though. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, whatever. It's time to get back to work anyway. I completely forgot. Ah, great. I completely forgot. Aye. Alright. Oh, there's that. That's nice. Oh, hello. You just spawned in, didn't you? Hello. Uh, gotcha. Handle spiders just fine. It's just the stinking, water that apparently spooked the crap out of me. Or more accurately, losing my stuff, but whatever. It doesn't extensively matter. I'm moping about how wimpy I was at the stinking water moment when the stinking ground started to shake, which admittedly is somewhat reasonable to feel a little bit queasy about, but that's beside the point. Well, I've always had a thing with storms. I don't like storms. Is there anything that I'm missing here? Apparently, yes. Apparently I could just climb up this. That's uranium. Always nice. I felt like I saw a summer sloop when I was on that, but that's beside the point. Again, I'm getting distracted. Let's get the concrete and get working on the big factory again. Oh, you can already see the workings of it. The tanglings of me mind. Speaking of, I could also... Ooh. Speaking of... Sumer sloops. What would that be? That's a whole bunch of helium. I think. Or nitro. I think it's nitro, maybe? Nitrogen gas. Yep. But I feel like I just, yeah, pot. Alright, I was thinking heal up. It was the funniest thing, though. Crash right after death saved me from having to respawn, so that's nice. Suppose it's scrap, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit down and deny that. Please, light, thank you. Couldn't be too many other examples of that happening, though. I don't think. Goodbye. Oh, hey.
Your symphony invades our temples and echoes along our lattices. Why do you weep?
Growth, the future, an idea, and frankly, you.
Is a tapestry woven with hands or with thoughts?
Both are necessary, yet only one can't function without the other.
We see your echo steps, shimmering symphonies that break upon our temples, but your song is alien.
How long ago did you notice me?
There's no long, there are only spheres.
I wonder, was it always about survival, or is there something more, something beyond?
Consume our blood, and you will see our threads.
Wackos. Blood is not for consuming. Blood is for blood things. That blood does. It's actually circulation, but that's beside the point. And also heat regulation, and a few other things. Whoa. Little bit overstepped the whole getting a, oh. Actually gonna go ahead and transfer that over to the crafters. Crafters, I have another slug for you. There you go. Well, I probably should save those up so that they don't have... Yeah, that would be wise. Should be wise, but, like, I'm not, so should be fine. Yeah. Ah. From salt. I didn't get the concrete for the uptillionth time. Yeah. My brain is but failing, I say. Okay. Let's get this handled. There we go. My brain is but failing, I think I'm broken. Yeah. Okay. Almost. Nice try. Next time for sure. Let's take out the full stacks. Not that. Don't really want rotors, but I can sink them. I can sink them. I can sink them all. So I don't think rotors need... Yeah, no. But I do think that these are going to need some stowage. Frames? Yeah, probably 12. That's the opposite. There we go. What? Where's the 12? There's the 12. That should get that to where that is. And then reinforced. Plates have under a stack. But if I go over here, I can then use some of that to make some reinforced plate or heavy modular frames, which so definitely gonna need some work on that. And it seems to need, well, I can actually, that's beside the point. Modular frames, please. There we go. Alright. There we go. Sort. Oh, I dumped the rotors too. Rotors, please. I could also dump those in. But they are useful, so I'm not going to. I don't think I got any materials yet. You know. Materials. Not materials, coats, whatever they're called. It's just taking forever to get around the place. I'm losing my mind. So if I set up this factory, what I want to do is power sloop gear nodes, try and get max output from them. The problem is that getting max output is not the problem. Moving max output is the problem. I don't think I have... Okay. These things, yes I do. Okay. There we go. There we go. There. So now we got a nice little safe area to view this from. I don't know if I'm actually going to fill this in with walls. I don't think I will. Just because it does look nice. Especially as like a road where I can actually like transport crap back and forth. But we'll see. Let's see. Did I get the concrete for the up till any time? The answer is no. I get so many other things. I sink the crap that I need to sink. And then I forget the flipping concrete. At least I got that done. So this is now just a flipping straight path of, just a lot of concrete. This is a lot of trips of concrete. Yikers, snipers. Lots and lots of concrete. We heard you like concrete. Anyway. That's my alarm to start slowing down, if not straight up shut off. So I'm going to probably do that now. What do I want to do here? This is for the coal burning factory, or not the coal burning factory, but the coal generator. I'm gonna get all that out there. This is gonna be a whole lot of work. But if I do it right, just right, just maybe, it's going to be worth it. But a whole lot of manufacturers have to go there. I gotta set a roof height. I gotta set a roof so that my logistics floor can actually do the logisticsing. Manufacturer. That might be my first priority at this point. I've been thinking, ignoring my need to handle cables, and it seems to be biting me in the butt right now. I could use Caterium wire. Use this down there. Get that all set up. But for now, I can delay my problem just a little bit longer. And I suspected randomly dumping in reinforced points wasn't the wisest decision. I believe reinforced plates are in here somewhere. Yeah. My little workstation. But, with that said, boombox, please. Like or dislike as you will. If you subscribe, welcome and ride. Don't, it's no fun. And toodles. Okay, let's give it a little bit more time to, like, have its stuff done. Let's see how big this stupid manufacturer is. That's always suggestive of something that I personally want to deal with. So that's how big manufacturers need to be for responding. Great.